Welcome back. You're watching Morning Live. Thank you for choosing to stay with us. We continue with our focus on Child Protection Week. Lebo is in Pretoria. Good morning, Lebo.
Well, a very good morning to you, Sam. Welcome back to Soshanguve in Pretoria. This is the end of Child Protection Week, which kicked off on the 31st of May. And, you know, as we're talking children and child abuse and new technology, new terms have come up, cyberbullying and sexting. And, you know, it's a new phenomenon to adults, to young adults as well. What is it? What is cyberbullying? What are we talking about when we talk about cyberbullying? Now, to tell us more about this, we're joined by Acting Director of Legal Services and the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development's Gauteng Regional Office, Nditsheni Maanda. Ma'am, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you. Okay, what is this cyberbullying and sexting? What are we talking about when we talk about these terms?
Okay, cyberbullying actually is a way of harassment that is being used through texting and also through where we are using media and can I say technological items like cell phones. That is cyberbullying. And sexting is when you are sending like nude or semi-nude, which one can say is like pornography. If you are sending it to kids, it's child pornography. And then you are sending it using also cell phones, and then it can be other through Twitter, and then all those new technologies that we are using, Facebook maybe. But when it comes to sexting, it's when you are using those nude photos or semi-nude.
Yeah. Yes. How prevalent are these? What are the numbers? What are we talking about numbers-wise?
I won't be sure of numbers, but presently it's very high, especially to young people. Hence, we are talking also about child pornography, where you find sometimes adults sending those messages to young people, especially girl children.
I imagine it's quite a difficult thing to monitor or to, control. How do we even begin to make our own children aware of something like this? Because I imagine it must start with me and my daughter to make her aware of, what cyberbullying and what sexting is about.
Yes, it is very difficult to monitor, especially when you look at children, because they are very advanced with the technological things. Some of our children are the one who taught us. But it's very, very important as parents that we keep on talking to our kids about the disadvantages of this, and then what happens, what are the consequences of this, because it might not start as a bad thing. Do you get my point? And then as it goes on, that is when it starts. Then as parents, we must educate them. And then I think it's very, very important that, yes, it might be difficult for us to also be in advance, for example, to advance ourselves with these technologies, because we will never know. Then it's very, very important. But we must be engaged in our everyday life of our children, and we must make it a point that we are part of their everyday. We educate them. We don't wait only for authorities to educate them. As much as government is doing something, as much as Department of Justice is raising awareness on this, but what is my role as a parent at home? What am I playing? Do I have time to sit down, for example, with my girl child or my boy child and say that, can we today teach me something on the phone? Because I think that is when I will be able to see that she's receiving some of these types of messages.
Let's talk about what the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development is doing to educate families and children about this.
We raise awareness. And then we make it a point that we go to events like this one, and we talk about the responsibilities and the roles of Department of Justice, the roles that our courts are playing, that you can also open a case using the Harassment Act now. You can also use Section 19 of the Sexual Offences Amendment Act, because don't forget, it goes also with the child pornography. And then our courts are even aware that this type of cases, when they come, with how they are supposed to deal with them.
Let's talk about prosecutions. Have we seen cases or a person being prosecuted for sexting or, what we've been talking about all morning?
I won't be sure now of the cases, but I'm quite sure that the cases are there. And the prosecution are the right people to can answer that one. But to be honest with you, cases are available and then they've been to our courts.
What are the legal consequences of cyberbullying and sexting?
A person can be charged and can be found guilty. It can go to a fine, or it can also go to imprisonment, and it can be both. And then that person can be found guilty of, just bear with me, of criminal injury, assault, criminal defamation, and extortion.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how much of the message is coming across to our people?
One can say that it's not yet enough, because if you can pick it up, cyberbullying and sexting has not been, it's still a new term. Hence the department has also come up with pamphlets, and then we are using all types of education educational methods, materials that we can have. But one thing that you can know is that it's still very new.
Yeah.
And then, yes, our messages, you can find them. We're trying to translate them also into other languages. Presently, they're mostly in English.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
All right. Now, Nditsheni Maanda is the Acting Director of Legal Services at the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development's Gauteng Regional Office, talking to us, dissecting what cyberbullying and sexting, what is it, and what are the charges that can be brought against you if you are found guilty of these indiscretions. Well, let's take an ad break. Stay with us.